Welcome to Flash Tutorial Request 61 using scenes. I'm starting a new FLA, selecting ActionScript 3, and I'm keeping the rest of the default settings. And I'm going to call this layer Scenes. Selecting that frame 1 and opening my text tool. The fill is this color, it doesn't matter what we have. Open the properties panel, make sure static text is selected. Doesn't matter what the font or family size is, and around 20 points would be good. And let's embed it while we're at it. Embed it, click embed. And this window opens up. We want upper, lower, numerals, punctuations. And right here is OK, you can't see it. And I'm going to make a big text box saying Scene 1. SCENE 1. Scene 1. Lock that layer. Insert a layer. Call this layer Frame FRM Number NUM. And I'm going to number the frame. So I'm going to start with this frame right here. Pick up my text tool again, making the font a little bit smaller, making the text box, making my font smaller, around 12-ish or something like that. And I'm going to call this frame 1. And this is how I'm going to do that. I want there to be 30 frames, so click here, highlight all the way up to and including 30, right click, convert to keyframes. And if we convert them to keyframes, we'll carry this 1 all the way up. So all you have to do is go in here, come down here, change it to a 2. Oops. Click this one, come down here, change it to a 3. So do all those, and I'll do them, and then I'll get back to you. And I have mine done. I just moved them up in this corner out of the way. There they are. And this scene 1, I'm going to click on the scene layer, lock both layers, unlock the scene layer, select frame 30, right click, insert a keyframe. So now if I run it, we're just going to see this over and over. So let's just see that right quick. There's running my frames. Right here, insert, and there's scene, just click it. And notice this becomes scene 2. And if I go over here, there's scene 1. If I click on it, there's scene 1. And there's the one we're working on. So go back to scene 1. Click on the bottom layer. Hold your control button down. Click on the top layer. Right click, copy layers. So I'm copying both of these layers. I'm going to go to scene 2. Click here, paste layers. And when we paste layers, it just gives me this extra layer. It doesn't matter, we can leave it there for now. Using the same format, I want to go up to frame 40, highlight them, go up to frame 40, right click, convert to keyframes. Now go in here, make this 31. Make this 31, 32, 34, just like we did previously. I'll do that and get back to you. I have them done up to 40 now. Lock that layer. Lock them layers. We want this scene layer here. Unlock the scene layer. Select this first keyframe and call this scene 2. Scene 2. If I click here, it's going to say scene 2. So I can drag this up to the end, and now I have scene 2 all the way. So now let's test this movie, and you'll see what happens. Starts off in C1. When it reaches 30, it jumps to C2. Then goes back to scene 1 and scene 2. So it keeps looping through them. Okay. Lock all those. Let's go up here. Let's insert a third scene. Becomes scene 3. Open this little box, select frame scene 2. We want these 2 layers, so hold your control down, click these 2 layers, right click, copy layers, come down here, go into my scene 3, click here, right click, paste layers, and the first thing I want to do this time is make sure I change this to scene 3. We're going to do something else with this. Make sure this one still says scene 3, and I wanted to go up to 50. So click here, go up to 50, convert to keyframes. Make sure you unlock them frames layer, lock all the layers, unlock the frames layer, and then renumber these, and I'll get back to you. So this would be 41. So now we're up to 50 frames here. Click on this one, get that fuzzy square, drag it to the end. Go to the very beginning here. See, that's scene 3. Make sure this one says scene 3. So lock all the layers. Click on that last frame. Make sure that's a 3. Now I'm just going to go back on my other 2 and make sure they're like that. There's my scene 2. My last one, see it says scene 1. That should be scene 2. So unlock that layer. Make that scene 2. No, scene 1 is alright. Alright. Make sure we're on scene 3 for a minute. And we want to do one more of these. Insert scene. And we're on scene 4. Go back to scene 3. Selecting both layers. Copy them. Copy layers. Open scene 4. Paste layers. And do the same thing. Go up to frame 60. And I'll get back to you. I have all my frames numbered. Let's go unlock this scenes layer. Select frame 1. This will be scene 4. And click here. You have to go back and forth like that on my machine. I don't know why. It must be scene 4. And click on it, fuzzy square, and drag it to the end. Now you know what's going to happen. It's going to run through those 4 frames, or 4 scenes. And once it gets to 60, it'll start back at scene 1. So that's great. Now, let's say we want to give those scenes names other than scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and scene 4. You think you would be able to do something here, but you can right click all you want, nothing happens. For some reason, Flash didn't do that. Click on Window, and I think we come way down the bottom and find something called Other Panels. Other Panels. And in them other panels, there's one called Scene. Click on that, and here you go. So let's just rename one of them for a minute. Let's just rename Scene 2. Click on Scene 2, double click on it. When you double click on it, it highlights. See that? Double click on Scene 2, and now you can change its name to TWO. And you can do the rest of them the same way. While we're in this panel, let's do something else. Let's rearrange them. Let's put Scene 1 on the bottom. So click on Scene 1, hold your mouse key down, and drag down Scene 1. Drag down Scene 2, and drag down Scene 3. So just like the layers, now it'll be Scene 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's test it. Scene 4 is first, down the 3, 2, then 1. Okay. I'm going to rename that again back to Scene 2. SCENE 2. And I'm going to put them in the order they were. And that's enough for this tutorial. There will be a follow-up tutorial It'll be Flash Tutorial Request 62, more scenes. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.